Hello everyone, happy Friday. Welcome back to our daily Clues by Sam. If you're new here, we play this game every day on the channel, and in it there are 20 people. We have to figure out who is a criminal and who is an innocent. None of the criminals or the innocents lie, so they give us clues to help with our job. And if you want to play along, the link is in the description. I'm gonna play mine right now and explain my logic as I go if you need any help or you want to play along with me. So today is a hard one, which is very exciting. Let's see how this goes. We start with Vera telling us that Tina is one of 3 criminals in row 4. So Tina is a criminal, and row 4 has 4 people. So 3 of them are criminals, which means only 1 innocent. Tina says that Vera has exactly 4 criminal neighbors. Okay, so Vera has 5 neighbors total, right? 3 of which are in row 4. And we know that of these 3 that are here in row 4, there's one who is an innocent. Because there still needs to be one innocent in row 4, right? So let's say that Ruby is an innocent here. That will make Pip and Sam criminals. But the important thing here is that since Vera has 5 people neighboring her and 4 of them are criminals, and 1 innocent is already in row 4, that means that neither Umar nor Xavi are innocents. We don't know who the innocent is though, so let's leave that there. But we don't need Tina's clue anymore. Now Umar says there are no innocents to the left of Sam. Okay, so we know that Sam is definitely an innocent, right? Because the people to his left are not. So he has to be an innocent. That makes the other 2 criminals. Now we don't need Umar's clue anymore. Xavier says that exactly 2 of the 6 criminals neighboring Isaac are in row 3. So Isaac is up here. He has 8 neighbors total, and 6 of those are criminals, which means that Isaac has 2 innocents. And 2 of the 6 criminals are in row 3. There's 3 people neighboring Isaac in row 3. 2 of them are gonna be criminals. Let's say those are Logan and Mary. That will make Nancy an innocent. So that's one of Isaac's 2 innocent neighbors. But we don't know who that is yet. So let's leave that there. That was a lot of putting things together just to remind me of that later. Ruby says that 3 of Diane's 4 criminal neighbors also neighbor Isaac. Okay, so Diane is in the same situation as Vera. She has 5 neighbors total, 4 of which are criminals, so she has only 1 innocent neighboring her. And 3 of the 4 people that she shares with Isaac are criminals. So let's say those are Clyde, Hilda, and Eve. That will make Joyce an innocent, right? Now, Isaac's 2 innocent neighbors are already here, one of which is shared with Diane. The second one is in row 3. So we know that Diane is definitely not an innocent. And we also know that Diane's single innocent neighbor is shared with Isaac, so Isaac is not an innocent. Okay, we don't need the tags anymore for now, because the clues are going to remind us of that. Pip says that column B is the only column with exactly 3 criminals. So if we look at column C here, it has 3 criminals already. So that makes Mary have to be a criminal, because if she were an innocent, then we would have 2 columns with 3 criminals. Column B is the only one. So Mary has to be a criminal here. And now we know that Isaac, since he still needs 1 innocent neighbor. In row 3 here, Logan and Nancy are opposites because both of them are neighboring Isaac. Diane says that an odd number of innocents on the edges neighbor Isaac. Okay, so since Isaac has at most 2 innocent neighbors, it couldn't be that both of those are on the edge, because that will make an even number of people on the edges neighboring Isaac. So Isaac has only 1 innocent neighboring him on the edge. The other one is either gonna be Hilda. Oh, lower tag here. Either gonna be Hilda or Logan, because they are the only people on the edge. No, they are the only people not on the edge that neighbor Isaac. And one more thing we find out with that. We know that the second and last innocent for column B is here, right? Because column B is going to have 3 criminals. One of them is Ruby. And there's Sue here neighboring Isaac, right? So one of them is either Hilda or Logan, which makes Clyde the second one. And the second instant for Isaac has to be in column D. Isaac says that Joyce has at least one instant neighbor, which is completely fair. That makes Eve and Nancy opposites. It couldn't be that both of them are instants because that would give Isaac an even number of instants on the edge neighboring him. And it couldn't be that both of them are criminals because there's nobody else neighboring Joyce, and we still need one person to be an instant. So that makes, first of all, in column D, Tina is a criminal, and now we have a second criminal here who's either Eve or Nancy. So we're gonna have a third criminal. I was gonna say that column D should have 3 criminals, but that's not the case. Column B is the only one with 3 criminals. But we know that Joyce is a criminal because there's only one instant neighboring Isaac on the edge, and that one instant is either Eve or Nancy. So Joyce is for sure a criminal. So yeah, we have column D with a third criminal here. And we couldn't leave column D with only 3 criminals because we know that column B is the only one. So we need Zulu to be a 4th criminal here, right? Joyce says that exactly 3 criminals in row 3 have a criminal directly above them. Okay, so how does that work? 3 criminals in row 3 have a criminal directly above them. So far, we have only one criminal in row 3. We have a criminal above him, or above her. Mary has a criminal above her, and she's a criminal. And since Logan and Nancy are opposites, and Logan and Hilda are opposites, if Logan is an innocent, he will make Hilda a criminal and Nancy a criminal. We would have a second pair here, but not a third one. And if it were the opposite, Logan will be a criminal, making Hilda an innocent and Nancy an innocent. And now we have no way of having 3 pairs, right? Because now we only have one pair of people left in rows 2 and 3 to make a pair of criminals. So we need Logan to be an innocent. And Hilda is a criminal because of him, and Nancy is a criminal. Now where's our third pair? It has to be Kay and Gus. So that works well. And Nancy was opposites with Eve, so Eve's an innocent now. And Hilda says there are more criminals in column A than column D. Oh yeah, so we have 4 people in column D who are criminals, which makes column A need 5, and that's everybody in column A, so Alex is for sure a criminal, and we are done the puzzle. Very nice. Good. Okay, 8 minutes. 42% others have a perfect soul. So I think yesterday's puzzle was way harder than this one. But it wasn't hard because it was actually very hard to understand. It was just developed, it was set in a way that our brains, they tend to focus on the thing that we're already working on and where we're already looking at. So like yesterday we had a few people who were still not revealed, and we sort of tend to ignore all of the groups of people who are already revealed because the clues are not mentioning them and we're not looking at that anymore. We consider that solved. So it was a very interesting moment for us to look at how our brains operate in a pattern, sort of like focusing on what we're looking and ignoring everything that's around. And we tend to take more time to see those things because of that. So it's really good exercise for your brain, and that's one of the reasons why I love playing these puzzles. And I want to also thank everybody who left a comment telling me that they suffered the same fate as I did, because it goes to show that we all have these moments, right? It's not something that happens just to you, and you're not bad at solving the puzzle just because you fell into that pattern. It's just a part of what we are, and we learn with those moments. So that's really good. I love yesterday's puzzle, and also I love today's. Just I wanted to do that comparison because sometimes the difficulty doesn't actually represent how we are going to see the puzzle. A machine is kind of like helping set the difficulty, right? And people's experiences are not machine like. So I love that. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll leave you here for today and see you tomorrow for more. Close by Sam. Bye bye.